So hello guys, welcome back to my channel Rogue Beast. In this video I will be telling you some steps that will help you to increase your FPS in any game, reduce stutters and lags. But before that, thank you all for your support that you have given to the first video. I am planning to make this video into 2 parts. This one's gonna be the first part, so let's get started after the intro. Let's roll. Before we start the video, please note that you won't get a massive FPS boost from 5 FPS to 100 FPS, it is impractical. It will give about 15 to 30 FPS boost, which is also considered as playable. So let's get started. The first point is reduce your in-game resolution. The resolution that you play at has the biggest effect on gaming performance. For example, if you are not getting an adequate frame rate at 2560 by 1440, then drop to 1920 by 1080. The number of pixels is reduced by about 44%, but the performance will improve by about 40%, going from 1920 by 1080 to 1600 by 900 is a 30% drop in pixel count, but will give you about a 20% boost in frame rate. Lowering the resolution will make your game look more pixelated, but that might be a necessary sacrifice in order to run the game at an acceptable frame rate. The second point is, update your graphics card drivers. This is a pretty simple one, and most people will already have this base covered. Running old drivers, the software your video card uses, can be a very large detriment to your FPS, though many people fail to update their drivers to the latest versions. To update your drivers, you must first figure out which video card you have. On Windows, open the device manager and check your display adapter. Once you know your GPU, download the latest drivers from the company's website, whether it is Intel, Nvidia, or AMD. Don't use the card manufacturer's site, such as Asus, MSI, Gigabyte, or Sapphire. Simply find the driver you need, select the appropriate operating system, download the driver and follow the instructions given. Thankfully, most modern graphics cards will automatically prompt you to update your drivers if you have automatic updates turned on. The third point is, lower your screen resolution. Reducing the display resolution may increase FPS rates depending on your hardware. In other words, this is not a universal recipe, but you should test it to see if it works in your case. In most cases, lowering resolution will speed up the gameplay. The best solution is to adjust resolution using the game's graphics settings. Additionally, some games offer you the possibility to adjust the rendering scale. You can lower this to improve the quality of gameplay, but this feature is not available for all games. Another option to keep an eye out here is the FPS lock. If you're using a 60Hz monitor and your FPS is well above that, you might experience tearing. To solve this, lock your FPS at your monitor's refresh rate. The fourth point is, to close background processes and resources-consuming programs. It can happen to have processes that consume a lot of resources and you don't need to run at this moment. Right-click on the taskbar and select Task Manager. From the Processes tab, close any process you don't need except the system processes. You can also take a look and add, remove programs to uninstall software you don't use anymore or it was installed along with another program. Go to Control Panel, select Uninstall a program or programs and features, look for the unwanted software and click on Uninstall. The fifth point is, to overclock your hardware. This isn't something we recommend everyone do unless you know what you're doing, and you understand that you can risk breaking your video card, CPU, RAM, or really, your entire computer. The first thing you should overclock is your video card. Most video card drivers have an ability to overclock your video card, so that is a recommended method, though you might need to find third-party software if your drivers don't include an overclock option. You can also overclock the CPU and RAM. That's much easier if you can simply find overclocking settings in your PC's BIOS. However, overclocking the graphics card will provide the greatest FPS boost. So these are the 5 steps that you need to follow if you want to increase your FPS. If your FPS gets increased, You won't experience any stutters or lags. You can also use PC optimization softwares like Ragnos to get a better experience. Comment down below if you want the part 2 of this video. Hit a thumbs up if you like this video. Also share and subscribe. Also guys, stay home, stay safe. Meet you at the next video. Bye.